Welcome back to News in Focus. Now, we are around 3 weeks away from the start of the Hajj season, and Khidmatul Awaam, one of those pilgrimage services that are going to be assisting the South African Hujjaj for those 10 days. And joining me now, I'd like to welcome Zunaid Kotwal. Zunaid, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah so much for joining us.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My pleasure.
Zunaid, how's the preparations going so far?
Alhamdulillah, the first Hujjaj have come in. Remember, we had a double Umrah starting in Makkah and then to Medina. They've already arrived in Medina, and we received a few flights as of yesterday. And you know how the Hajj works. South African Hujjaj come in on different packages. So the 6 week package group is here already. We're waiting for the 5 weeks package to come soon, and then weekly we will receive Hujjaj.
So, okay, I want to talk of those packages because obviously you've got 5 week, 4 week, 3 week, and then of course you got the 2 week. So, how does Khidmatul Awaam actually, cater for each of these different packages, or do you treat it as just one as part of the package that you offer?
Look, as far as the different packages are concerned, you've got a 6 weeks package. They've got a number of ziyaras that we take them in Medina. You've got a walking ziyarat, you've got that's around the haram. Then you've got a bus ziyarat that you take them, to the different sites, Masjid al-Quba, Masjid al-Qiblatain, Uhud, and that's a bus ziyarah. So every package we offer that ziyarah, but it's only the 2 week package that we don't offer ziyarah because of the limited time that they are in Medina and Makkah.
Zunaid, I want to touch on just how these preparations are not just necessary but important given the high volume of numbers of people that come. When I spoke to Sahuk, they said that, listen, even though it's 2.5 million South Africans going, it's still quite a large number compared to maybe some of the other nations. But from Khidmatul Awaam's perspective, how do they go ahead and really prepare themselves for the season coming?
Look, the quota for South Africa is 2,500.
Oh, 2,500. I beg your pardon. I don't know where I got 2.5 million. Please do make me up. 2,500. Yes.
2.5 million.
Yeah.
So you get 1% of the population that gets accredited. So it's 2,500. So from the 2,500, Alhamdulillah, the number of Hujjaj that are coming with us is 753.
Okay. Zunaid, when speaking of just from your part, obviously when the 10 days begin, how important is it that from your side, everything is done in accordance not just with SAUK, which is of course is the South African Hajj and Umrah Council, but also in terms of the Hajj Ministry? We've seen cases where people have gone ahead and have had fraudulent Hajj certificates or Hajj visas being given to them. So how does Khidmatul Awaam make sure that them as a provider are doing things in accordance to the Hajj Ministry and also from SAUK?
Look, as far as Khidmatul Awaam is concerned, or rather all agents, we have to comply with the regulations of the Hajj Ministry. So this year, Hajj Ministry has issued each pilgrim with a Nusuk card. And that Nusuk card allows you entry into Makkah. If you haven't got the Nusuk card, you are not allowed into Makkah. You won't be allowed onto Mina and to Arafah. So you will have to produce this card at every different point of wherever you want to go to. So the Hajj Ministry and the Saudi government is controlling with this Nusuk card, which tracks your movement. They've got a chip installed in the card so they know exactly where you are. And I think this is all to an attempt to weed out the illegal people that perform on Hajj. And I think they're doing this because of the high number of people that died last year. that were illegally making Hajj and had no shelter. So that's the only way of controlling. And obviously, we as a service provider, we've got to comply with that.
One final question, Zunaid. Your relationship with Sauk, I had them on Friday. They said that it's important that everyone is on the right track. Of course, those who are going with Khidmatul Awaam, they will of course have their attire, you will have your attire. But working as a collective with Sauk, how important is that?
Look, Sauk is our regulator. So it's very, very important that we work together to make the Hujjaj as comfortable as possible. And fortunately, Sauk provides a very good service. So it's a pleasure, in fact, to work with them. And Alhamdulillah, we will give the Hujjaj a good Hajj, inshallah.
Inshallah. I mean, Zunaid, of course, we're hoping to speak to you as the weeks lead up to the start of the Hajj season. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Inshallah, always a pleasure to work with Hilaal TV. And inshallah, we will speak again. Jazakallah khair.
That's Zunaid Kotwal from Khidmatul Awaam Pilgrimage Services, just giving us an update of how they're preparing ahead of the Hajj season. Well, that's all we have for you here on News in Focus. From myself, Ross Patel, and the rest of the team in Johannesburg. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.